Hey everybody, we are Speaker Insight, where we help speakers, authors and coaches to build a business on your term. My name is Helena.
And I'm Kelly.
Yay! So, we always start with a little bit of buzz in our business. So, the first thing I'll say is, if you are doing a hashtag replay, do put hashtag replay, because we do like a little bit of seeing who watches what when, which is quite hard to say. Try that one out at home. So the buzz in our business is actually just a great way for you to remind yourself about what's happening in your business so that you become interesting to the people that you are wanting to talk to. So the buzz in our business this week, and feel free to, by the way, add the buzz in your business below, whether you are in the Connection Hub or not, which is where all the real conversations are taking place. And we've had some incredible examples of people just succeeding.
Success stories,
oh
yeah.
my word. This week, like the end of this month, it's like the month has finally kind of come into 2019 and people are raring to go. Some really great stuff is happening inside the Connection Hub. So do join
I'll pop the
if
link
you can.
in a minute. I'm just doing a couple of shares and I will put the link in.
No worries at all. So people are joining us as they sort of come. So anyway, back to the buzz in our business. So the things that are kind of going on that are exciting and pleasing to us are, and mostly for you in this instance, is we've actually released the tickets for our next Connect and Create Day. Now those are the brilliant days where you basically come, you connect with other people from the Connection Hub, peers, sort of speakers, authors and coaches that are also building a business on their terms. And some incredible things happened at the last ones, like,
progress of people from, what we've done now, 3, 4?
Four of them,
yeah,
I think.
It's just been incredible. Just for people having the space of half a day to actually get stuff done.
Yeah, just to get stuck in, get your head down, gonna get stuck in on what you're doing, and then a good amount of decent, loving and fair feedback by Kelly and I.
With a little bit of a kick.
Exactly, and that's kind of how it works. So if you are free on the 13th of March, it's in central London. We'd love to see you and support you.
Links in the comments.
And, we just await sort of seeing what shows up and who shows up in the room anyway. So I also I was at the launch of a few people's books last week. Again, some people who are in the Connection Hub. So well done, Brenda. Well done, Kim. Well done, Penny.
Yeah.
Sort of at Authorcraft, I did a little talk, and as a result of that, I think we've got more people in the group. So it's really just all about what are you actually managing to achieve and where are you showing up? The other thing I did certainly last week was I ran another vision board workshop, and there's so much more than that. It's like group coaching on steroids, really. So we'll see kind of what comes out of that, but I'm really excited. A couple of people are like taking on writing books this year and that sort of thing. So, and what did you do, Mrs.?
Yeah, mine wasn't really business related, my buzz this week, but I'm part of an organisation called Under One Sky, and we actually hit our milestone at the weekend of raising £20,000 for homeless people in London. And on Saturday night there were 100 of us out on the streets giving out sleeping bags, Argos vouchers, food, books, and having chats with, I think we reached 300 homeless people on Saturday night.
That's fantastic.
So it's better that, doing a business on your terms, what also feeds your soul. And those of you that have been to our retreat know that animals and homeless people are my two things that feed my soul. So I always do extracurricular activities to support those people. So again, think about what you're doing in your business, whether it's the time freedom or the money freedom to allow you to do the things that feed your soul as well as the things that make you live on purpose. Yeah,
completely. So speaking about that, this week, and again, most of these trainings come out of what people speak about often, either in the group or the questions that we get asked. And one of the things that kind of comes up a lot is sales and sales pages. So we thought we'd actually kind of debunk some of those things and actually help you create some sales pages that really do convert, because the words
connect and convert,
right? completely, and connection comes before conversion always. It isn't just about banging stuff out, it's actually about putting the emotion in there. So we're going to give you a little bit of a recipe. So again, pens out. If you haven't got one in your hand, why not? Go get one right now. But really that whole kind of word sales puts the fear of God in people a lot of the time. You either feel really uncomfortable about asking for the money, or you don't want to come across too pushy in that way. And so actually when you're with someone, because you're actually in conversation, you are able to kind of handle their objections more easily, and it can be easier when you are face to face. But how do you do that on a page? Well, when we were talking about it earlier, I was sort of saying that actually a sales page is kind of like a rhetorical conversation. It's like you want the page to actually be speaking to the person as if you were in a conversation. So you can employ questions and all sorts in that. Now, we are going to put the caveat in here, aren't we? We're not copywriters.
No, that's not our profession.
It truly isn't. However, we are queens of structure.
But we do have lots of copywriters in the Connection Hub.
We do.
You know, in the Changemaker Central, I know Alison basically helped all of our members with their copy. And she's got the copy clinic starting up this year. And we've got people like Martin. We've got loads of people with copywriters. So we're not here to teach you how to write the words today. We'll teach you the structure, because obviously that's our common value is structure. So we're going to help you learn what are the components for an awesome sales copy page.
And those will then help you improve the conversion on those pages. And that combined with something like the copywriters is a winning formula, obviously. Now, here's the one key thing that I'm going to say before I hand over to Kelly, and we're just going to kind of make sure that you get every single point. So we're kind of going to flip it over quite a lot. Sales pages are different to opt-in pages. They need more content. Like I said, it's a conversation. It's this rhetorical conversation that is happening. So they need information, they need content in order to actually result in the sale that you desire.
Yeah. So with the opt-in pages that we're not talking about today, that's for your lead magnets. That's for potentially maybe even your webinars and things. Because really what you want people to do is be on that page for 30 seconds and instantly get it, that they want that and opt in, right? This is different. This is going to take, oh no, Alison Porter's just joined.
No.
Now I feel under pressure.
Caveats.
She's going to be like, that's not how you do copy.
Yeah, that's right. Hashtag no pressure. She'll just sort us out as we go. You just keep telling us, Alison.
You tell us if we're mucking up on this one, Alison, but this is from our experience of all of the sales copy pages that we've done and for other people that we see the conversion, because guess what? We measure everything.
That's right.
We test everything.
Yeah, which is how you know that things are converting, i.e. turning into a sale in that way.
Okay, so let's get into the components. I know. It's all right, she's lovely.
Truly. Amazing.
So the first thing we need to consider, and basically this is the thing you need to consider with nearly everything, is the title, right? That's the most important part of any sales page. And it's the same if you're writing your email campaigns. The subject header that you put of your email is much more important than the actual copy of the email. If you're writing your book, the title you give your book has to be so compelling to get people to read the back of it or to even look inside.
Completely.
So the title of your sales page is no different to any of these other things. It has to be the thing that grabs your avatar's attention. So that means it needs to be short, snappy, and it's all about them. It's not about you. I see so many people trying to be clever and putting their brand in their titles and stuff, and actually this is not the stage to do this. The stage is to be focusing on how can I grab their attention, and this normally means you're going to have to identify pain points or aspiration points or both in a short and snappy title. So the way that I say this to people is, imagine you're reading the newspaper. Not that I don't think anyone reads a newspaper anymore. Reading a book.
On our recommendation, we probably would invite you not to read the newspapers,
you
but
want to be positive and happy, don't. But maybe you're reading a book and you've got the telly on in the background, and you're listening subconsciously to the adverts that are on that television, but you're reading your book at the same time. When something on the advert says exactly what your subconscious deep down wants, you will look up from your book and you'll start watching that advert. That's the same effect that the title should have. Because this title, you might have it advertised on the side of Facebook, you might have it, people promoting it. You want people to instantly go, I need that. That's
it's the
me.
Squirrel
that sounds
moment,
like me.
isn't it?
Squirrel,
it's like
squirrel. We're very good at that. Anyway, so this is why that title is really important. It can't be pages and pages long. You've instantly got to connect with that person, normally on their pain or their aspiration. And as always, you need to know your avatar really well in order to know this.
That's exactly it.
And be specific.
Yeah.
So the other thing, and this is a great thing that Alison actually highlighted in her Facebook Live she did with us about copy is alliteration is really important to actually help the subconscious, the attraction of the title. So I know she worked on Michelle Carville's program, and she ended up changing it to be supercharge your social media, right? So it just flows really nicely off the tongue. But of course, you know instantly what that program's around. It's around, your social media, and supercharging it means you're going to get much better results. It's going to be amplified.
And here's the thing, it isn't the name of the product. So just be aware of that. A lot of people will kind of go sales page, well, it's the name of the product.
Buy
and
my da-da-da-da-da.
And it's so not the case. It's the attention getter for the aspiration or the pain that somebody wants to solve. So
that's that point. So once you've got their attention, and this is the bit that I would work with the copywriter on, because this is the most important thing.
It's vital.
Yeah. So maybe you get some feedback, connect with Alison and Porter, and basically look at her copy clinic, because she'll be able to support you with that.
Yeah.
But what the purpose of the title does, and this is what you need to then sense check for every other step that we're going to go through now, is your purpose of every line of text is, as Helena said, to have that rhetorical conversation, and you want them saying yes to themselves. As you're going through and as you're asking them questions, as you're saying, does this sound like you? You want them to be nodding or subconsciously, internally saying, yes.
Oh, that's me.
I relate to this. I completely identify with this. This is what I'm looking for. The second point of every other line of copy, the purpose of it is to create curiosity, intriguement for them to want to read the next line.
Yeah.
Right? If you lose them because you're waffling and you're going into too much detail, and they lose that curiosity and feel like they're being sold to, that icky word that Amy just said earlier, then you've lost that emotion, you've lost that. That's the part of the conversation. If you were face to face, they'd start looking at their watch and looking over their shoulder. You're losing. You'd
be like, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, that's the sign that I need to get back there. But of course, you don't have that kind of feedback. Alison's just actually made a really good analogy. Oh. So she says, titles are like a CV. They get you the interview, but not the job.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah, it's
Jack
really
uses
perfect.
a lot of alliteration all the time. So think about it. When you read back your copy and you look at your sales page, is it going to get your avatar to be doing this all the time?
That's right.
In the conversation.
Once it
I'm hanging on every word that you're saying. Tell me. Or are they? It's like put the dog up soon, isn't it?
Can I go? How do I get out of this conversation? And of course, if they're just reading a sales page, they can click away really easily.
Really easily.
So I think you've probably got the idea that you need to actually kind of keep them hanging here for you. So the next little bit that you actually need to do is ensure that you describe the problem. So in sequence, if you imagine this kind of scrolling down, this is the order in which you want to be doing this.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just going to butt in, because the titles are often questions.
Yes.
Right, so you can engage somebody right off with a title, which is a question, which then nicely leads into the description of the problem.
Exactly. So once you've got that, who has this problem, XXX, you're describing the problem and also describing who has that problem. So you're actually kind of really explaining why a person finds themselves in that situation, again, so that they're making that emotional connection with, oh, that's exactly it. Yes, I feel that frustration. I feel that guilt. I've got that pain. I am worried about that, because actually, here's the thing. And some of you will go, because most of us as speakers, authors and coaches, we kind of want to make the world a better place. And so we're actually quite focused on the positive. But here's the thing. People want to solve the problems in their lives. And actually, most people, much more than they actually want to focus on the positive. So when you've got a problem in front of you, make sure that you do highlight to them that you probably do have these. So focus on the pain more than the aspiration.
And I think with that, we know that a lot of people will think if it's something nice that they want to have, they use the phrase in their head, someday I'll. Yeah. Which is a place that people go to, right?
That's right, someday I'll
do that. But when you're in pain, they're like, I have no choice but to solve this problem because I'm in pain. Yeah. So that's why we would say most people will buy on pain rather than aspiration.
And that pain is mental, spiritual, emotional and physical. Yeah. So don't just think about it like that.
And so when Helena's saying about the avatar, and we've done so many Facebook Lives about avatars, just go through our recordings, but we need to get so specific.
Yeah,
so
really
it's not
do.
are you a mum? It's, are you a mum of a toddler and you work 3 days a week, you're running a part-time job, you're a single mum and you're basically trying to juggle all these plates. You really go into the detail of what that person's life is like, so that we say this a lot, so they feel like you've got CCTV cameras in their house because you know them so well.
And the two things Kelly just did there was, one, she knows a lot about the avatar, so that person goes, holy moly, how do you know that? But two, did you notice it was a question? Yeah. So really important.
So these are things that we need to put in. So just to paint the picture, you've highlighted the problem or the aspiration with the title, you've got their attention, then you basically paint the picture where they go, that sounds like my life. How do they know that, right? And then the next point is, now you've got them connected, and especially connected to the emotion. So don't just state who they are from a psychographics type of point.
You're a mum of 3. Really?
How are you feeling? Are you frustrated that you're doing this all by yourself? Are you worried that you're juggling all these plates and one of them's going to smash? Do you feel guilty that you're not spending enough time with your children? So you're actually bringing out the emotion. They're connecting with this. They're thinking, God, this is me. Then the next thing you want to do is you actually want to poke a stick a little bit more at that pain. You actually want them to go, and you want to agitate it a little bit.
Stir it up.
Because sometimes people aren't actually allowing themselves to realise the severity of their situation. They're trying to forget about it, put their head in the sand. And actually you want to raise that up, because this is where we said people buy on emotions, right? So you might want to ask them things like, so have you tried other things to solve this problem? And most of the time, you might be the last resort. So they might have tried diets for this, or gone through weight loss programs and hypnotherapy and blah, 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 and none of them have worked, or they haven't worked for a long period of time. So you want to say, maybe you've tried da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and they just haven't had the effects that you've wanted. And now you're like, on your last chance, you've got your last bit of money left, this is your last hope. So you might want to say, what else have they done? And I would also encourage you to poke a little bit at the consequences.
Totally.
This is it's a method that was taught back in corporate days of spin selling. It's where you're actually looking. You can Google it if you want. There's loads of books on spin selling. But you're and it's not a manipulation thing. None of what we're talking here are like
never do that.
Manipulating you to do sales. It's bringing this person's situation to the forefront of their mind, connecting them to why they're feeling that way, and helping them basically get themselves out of their own way, not trying to blindside them with sales tactics.
And so here's the thing. For those of you who have that, that's a bit icky, this is about service, unless you actually bring them present, because remember, most people are hiding from their problems. So unless you actually bring them into the present moment and actually make them experience what's going on, and really highlight that, you know, through your expertise on their level of problem, really highlight that actually this person knows me, maybe, just maybe, you're kind of bringing the hope back up. And once you've got that hope back up, we call it kind of earning the right as such. Once you bring that hope back up, then you know, so this implies that you have total faith that actually your solution is absolutely a solution to their problem. So the point here is that unless they're present to their pain, they won't let you serve them. So I'll say that again. Unless they're present to their pain, they won't let you serve them. They won't even kind of connect with the fact that they might need something.
They won't acknowledge that
Exactly.
there is a real problem. And that's where the consequences, poking the stick about the consequences. What's the result if you carry on the way that you're carrying? What is going to happen if you don't make a change? How long are you going to leave it, and how severe is this situation going to get to before you do something about it? These are all lovely questions and sometimes illustrations to show people that they need to take action.
They really do. So once you've earned that right, you can now explain your solution. Now, this isn't specifically about the product, it's simply about the solution. So it's about the methodology and the resources that that your product includes, but it's not like a features and benefits kind of list of it. That's not yet. This is more about you kind of saying, you know, what else is actually missing, you know, that everybody else has kind of tried to fix it for you, but actually it's not working because they missed out this one little bit. So actually somebody at the Vision Board Workshop said about, so they watch our videos quite a lot. And one of the things that they said was, what you do that everybody else doesn't do is you actually break it down bit by bit so that we get it. They don't actually present you with, this is where you're at and this is what to do. But like all the bits in the middle are missing. And what you guys do is you actually take us through step by step so that it feels possible. Structure. So I really love that. And that's exactly it, because, you know, we put the structure in that way. So
and I think this part is where you educate.
Exactly.
Because some of you have got actual novel ideas of ways of coaching or what you're doing in your business and products. So before you start telling them about the product, you actually need to educate them on how it's different, as Helena said.
And on why it possibly hasn't worked for you before. Now, Kelly sort of said a little bit around this, and one of the things that you could do here is, if you do a SWOT analysis, you need to know what else is out there. So a SWOT analysis, for those of you who need reminding, is your strengths and your weaknesses. So those are inner and, you know, personal. And then on an outer level, the opportunities available and the threats available. So part of this is actually looking at what else is on offer that is like this product, so that you can actually do that list of, look, this is why it hasn't worked. This is why you've still got this product, because what other people are doing are these things. They haven't actually got the methodology or the resources that that we know will support you. Does that make sense? Hopefully.
Alison says you can't write effectively without structure. I'm glad that she's still on board.
Yeah, I know. She hasn't run away yet.
She hasn't told us off yet either.
It's good. Phew.
Okay, so that then basically you've got this lovely process where the main thing is this rhetorical conversation. This person's going, yes, 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 oh my God. And then they get it. So now this part that Helena's just done is they've actually gone, yeah, I need to make a decision. I need to do something with this. This sounds like the hope that I was looking for. This sounds like is my answer to my problems.
Yeah.
So you've got them there. Now you need to speak to their logical brain.
Yes.
Right? You've got the emotion attachment.
It's like the crocodile brain that we all have has gone, wow, this isn't threatening at all. This is quite exciting. Okay, I'm quite excited now. And so this is where your logical brain goes, really?
So this bit's giving you permission.
Yeah.
Now this one's going, prove it to me.
Come on.
Give me some facts.
That's it.
So then you want to spend just a few lines, and I like to do this in normally a bullet point style.
Yes, please.
Is basically you just tell them about your product and service. So you say, look, this is the answer. It's called the blah blah blah, and then you want a couple of lines about its features. So you might want to say how it's delivered. So if it's an online course, you want to say it's 9 modules that consist of these 4 themes. That all the modules are videos plus worksheets, and they're drip fed over a 6-week basis.
They're all features, you'll notice.
Right? So just a little bit about features, because again, the people don't want to know so much about the methodology side of things. They just want to know what's in it for them still at this stage. Then it's really important to have maybe 6 maximum bullet points of the features with the benefits. Okay? So let's say you were running a coaching program. You might say, this is a 6-week online coaching program with every 2 weeks we do a webinar or a call where you are able to ask all of your questions and I will hold you accountable, right? So the benefit is that you're actually getting to speak to the coach. It's not all online learning, which is a lot of people's obstacles where they don't want to buy it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you're additionally solving is the accountability.
Yes.
Because they know that most people don't hold themselves account and they'll buy the course and they won't do anything with it.
Because they've probably got 6 other courses that they didn't actually finish or complete because they weren't held accountable.
Shelf help, right? It's all sitting on the shelf. They haven't done anything with it.
It's like, yeah, that would be really good for me if I did it.
So we would really encourage at these bullet points, and we don't want you to write essays of text. We want to keep it really short and snappy. But these bullet points should be about the benefits of why they should do this, what they get from doing this product or coaching or service that you've got.
Yeah.
And then also we ask the question, so what?
Hi, Brett.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you're saying, oh, it comes with accountability calls, so what? You need to tell them that will ensure that they will finish the program. They have access to you to ask any questions if they get stuck. And so that's why they do it. We're helping them make sure that they get the results they're looking for.
And if they finish the program, the promise of that is life gets better in whatever area it is that you're actually doing what you're doing.
And so I would then, once you've done these bullet points, I would summarize with a really nice paragraph of benefit text. So what is the result they're going to get? How are they going to feel? What's going to be different? What impact's going to be made when they've bought this product? So that is the aspiration bit. We've dealt mainly with pain all the way through this. Then we've got to the features and benefits, and then we're telling them how their life is going to be different once they've bought and worked on this product.
Yeah. And once you've got them at that point, make the offer. Like this is the point at which you go, okay, here is the offer this is the price of it, state how much it is, and demonstrate, like almost reiterate that return on investment for them. Important. So, because most people actually miss that out, and you want them to actually be thinking, oh my God, this is so worth it. This is so a no-brainer. Actually, Gary put in
Gary
the event.
King today,
So in the Connect and Create event, which is how you might actually get the information, Gary actually literally used those words. You know, for what it is, this is just a no-brainer. So you want people to be thinking that, and the way to do that is, you know, they're emotionally drawn to buy it, but you do need to deal with their logical thoughts. So make sure you reiterate, when you buy this, this is what's going to happen.
And that return on investment for a lot of the coaches that are watching this, I know Brett's just joined us, for example, you know, it could be the fact that when you work with somebody, the impact you have, they can actually increase their sales or their profits or their bottom line by 10, 20%.
Yeah.
So you can say, by working with them, this is the average results that my clients get, which pays for your investment and 10 times more.
Yeah.
So again, that's when the Gary King thing of like, it's a no-brainer.
That's right.
That's when it comes into it. But some of you are going, well, my product doesn't have that type of ROI.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you had a baby, if you had a baby that couldn't sleep at night, and your product was a coaching service or an online course, I'm thinking of Jeff here, who basically teaches your baby how to sleep, that's invaluable.
Hello.
Right?
Sleep is at the crux of everything. If you read all of the magazines these days, if you don't sleep, life isn't good.
Yeah. So, but you need to, you know, how much will, you know, a month's worth of sleep, how much would you ask that question? How much at this precise moment would you pay for that?
That's right.
And I'm now only charging blah, blah, blah.
That's
You'll
right.
get the results within 2 weeks. That's a no-brainer too. But you need to demonstrate the ROI from an emotional, physical or investment side of things. So people, you're dealing with the logical, rhetorical, logical, analytical brain going,
That's
oh,
right.
I don't know if you should.
Yeah, and the thing, and you so know I'm going to invite you to do the 4 intentions so that actually becomes obvious to you. You know, what is the ultimate benefit of this to me that allows me to actually go, this is just a great purchase. I have the hope for this. I believe the proof of this, and actually, oh my God, wouldn't my life be better if I had this? So find a way to actually say, this is what you'll get. For me, I work a lot with people on kind of personal progress and actually their personal rhythm and routine that builds the confidence of completion in them. Now, for me, that actually could be a tricky thing to sell in that way, but the thing that actually irks people more than anything is the overwhelm that's in there. So what's my contrast frame to that? That's imagine being able to sit down cleanly and clearly and just actually get something finished. That, trust me, that's enough for most people.
That's time and space to get things
Exactly.
done.
So you've made the offer.
Yeah, and so we're there, right? You have to then do the bit, which again, I'm surprised that many people miss out. It's the call to action.
Hello.
Right? It's either the button, it's the bit of text, and it has to specifically tell them what to do. So don't just have the name of your course on a button. The conversion ratios, when we've split tested stuff, shows that if you put click here, the words on the button, you know, click here to buy the program or to register or whatever, that increases your conversion so much higher just by those words.
Yeah.
But if it's, say, for example, they have to book an exploration call with you as a coach, you need to really explain to them the next steps.
Yeah.
You have to do this, click here, this is what's going to happen, and we'll arrange your exploration call for you. Or it could be the fact that, you've just got to fill in this form, or, click here, and etc. So make sure your call to action is clear. I measure and test everything. So I actually see whether that button or that call to action improves my conversion by putting it higher up the copy as well as the last bit.
Yeah.
For some people it doesn't. Some people usually have a call to action at the end of the copy, and some people actually will think, well, actually I might put it 3 times throughout, and actually when I put it above the fold with my open question and positioning piece, that also gets conversion. So I would definitely put it at the bottom, but it's another thing for you to think about is test and measure adding those call to action buttons throughout.
Yeah.
You might also want to consider some tactics. So for some people, scarcity tactics actually improves conversion as long as they're authentic and true to you. So sometimes it might be, if you've just done a book launch, you might say the first 100 people get a signed copy of the book. Yeah. So therefore that increases people because they want that, to be those first offers. Or it could be the fact that you've only got 20 places left, or for us, we only have 8 places at the retreat. And so that's not a sales tactic. We only have 8 places. Yeah. So people know that they need to get in quick in order to come to our retreat.
That's it.
So think about what are the things that might actually be authentic, be true, but might encourage people to buy now while they're in this heightened state of, I like them, I trust them, they get me, this sounds like my final hope. What's going to make them click that call to action button and take payment and do the work, rather than think, I'm just going to sit on it for a few more days.
Exactly. It's really kind of having that available to them. So I'm going to say one thing about the buttons and the words, and definitely kind of figure out where it actually goes, particularly if you've built up a relationship with them already, depending on where you've actually kind of been promoting this. If you've already built up and you know that it's people who know you who are coming in, I would definitely have a button up towards the top as well, because actually they almost trust you already, and they might read through everything else, but they know on the back of it. I know we've got 2
I've got a couple
comments.
of questions.
So give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
The key thing is on that button, have a verb. Start it with a verb. Click here. Join now, because your little self, your basic self inside you, which is the one that's going to do the action, responds to instructions. Verbs are instructions. So I know that seems like teaching you to suck eggs, but a lot of people miss the fact that if you put verb and noun, actually that works really well on a button. So let's tackle some of these, because I think it's appropriate, and then we'll move on.
I'm just a little proud because Alison said that the bullet points, research shows 3 to 5 is optimum for comprehension. She says max 7, people struggle to comprehend over 9.
Great.
I said 6.
Yeah.
That was my research.
Yeah,
I'm quite pleased that I'm aligned with the pro
3
here.
plus or minus 2. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my God, here we are. Yeah.
So Brett, there's no obvious what's in it for me. If that, if you're trying to inspire them to do the right thing because it's the right thing,
please, may I answer this?
Get a direct benefit.
Right. Okay.
Stephanie's responded about the right thing.
Okay.
We're having a conversation. Sorry, we'll let you guys get on with it.
Yes.
But yeah, she's saying play to their moral standards or whatever. It's a driver for them. To do the right thing.
Well, and I'm going to do the thing where I actually slap you, Brett. So Stephanie's gone really beautifully, kind of like, this is the reason why. I'm actually going to go a little bit further and go, stop thinking about yourself. You've put what's in it for me. Actually, you want to be in their shoes, Brett. So
I think he means for them. What if there is no obvious what's in it for them, for the client?
No, I get it. But I'm actually going to challenge your thinking on this, because it's your desire is for them to do the right thing. So you are still thinking about it from your perspective. You are not stepping into their shoes and actually exploring the impact of them doing the right thing and how they would feel as a result of that. So there's a stretch missing that you're still not putting in there, Brett.
And if you don't think there's any what's in it for them as the customer,
that's right,
your product isn't the right fit, or you don't know your customer, so you shouldn't be selling it, right? And obviously somebody has to have a benefit from buying something, so you've got to be really clear on your avatar.
So that's my slap. That's my slap. So I'm not saying don't have a product that helps them do the right thing. I'm saying help them understand how doing the right thing will make them feel really amazing and virtuous and whatever it is. Like, so step into their shoes and think, if this person was doing the right thing and I made it easy for them to do the right thing, then what happens in their world? So take it one step further, Brett. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now.
Amy said she loves this for her website, but the question, could you do this in a similar way on a Facebook page? How would you see that working?
Yeah,
100%.
same thing.
Right? You can go to Speaker Insight, go to our products, look at our retreat, and basically on there, our retreat page, the details are basically the same copy as what's on our sales page. So you can set up products on your Facebook page, products and services, and then basically have the copy the same way you would have on your sales page, on whether it's your website or landing page. So go and check ours out, Amy, to have a look at our products, and Brett's just given you the big thumbs up.
Okay,
right?
good. Thank goodness for that. Phew, I haven't lost somebody there. We're always going to tell it like it is, right? So that's kind of how it goes. So a couple of extra things for you to kind of note. So these are sort of, they may be, sort of like they may be appropriate, they may not, but to what you're doing. But very, very key thing here. Only one option per page. You're only selling one thing. So therefore, eyes on only one thing. Do not confuse them, because like you've got their attention and it is one product, one page, one product. Did you get it? One page, one product. Okay, good. And you know, some people say, well, can I have a sales page on my website? Yeah, you could. And they have the ability to click elsewhere. Really, ideally, it would be a standalone page where nothing else is possible other than just clicking your verb, then noun, button. So that's one thing. I sort of mentioned it earlier on. Really, this is about you as a brand. Remember, we always talk about you at the heart of your business, you know, you being the ambassador for your business. So you want to make sure that your page has the consistency, the brand consistency, and also the consistency of words and the word level. So it still has to be in your voice, because remember, they came from somewhere to end up here. Yeah. So whether that is a Facebook page, whether that is the blog or the email that you sent out, it needs to be in keeping with, congruous with where they came from. So do they know it's still you?
Yeah, and do they recognise that? I think if you've come from your Facebook group, for example, and you've put a program out there that you're just selling for this week, the colours, the branding has to be consistent. I've seen so many people that use imagery and then they go to the actual sales page, which is, as Helena recommended you do it as a separate site, and it looks completely different. And they're like, what? Is this a scam? Is this somebody trying to actually buy something from me and it's not an integral brand? There's none of the links back to your company details and all that. So consistency of, you want this to feel like a flow of a user journey.
It's seamless.
Natural.
It's just seamless. It as an experience, it's like, yes, that made me do this, and this is now going to make me click the button. Yeah. You know, it's that. So you want them to land in that place. It's just a logical next step, a progression.
Alison said you could do a whole Facebook Live on tone of voice.
We might.
We're going to be around for a long time, Alison. I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's some of the things to think about. Excuse me. Some of the technical things as well that people will ask us questions about is... as Helena mentioned, if you're going to do it not on your website and have it as a separate landing page, so the only thing they can do is read the copy and take the one action, then we suggest you using Leadpage or SqueezePage software like leadpages.net, SqueezePage Toolkit, all those types of things, so that one, it allows you to create individual pages on your own brand and you can host them on your domain as well. Mm-hmm. But secondly, what people don't often do is they don't create thank you pages. So when someone's bought the product, they should automatically be shown a thank you page, which then basically, again, branded, but it will tell you to go and check your email for your login details or for your registration details, or, you know, your book's going to be in the post and it will take 3 days on average to get to you in the UK, so that they acknowledge themselves that their sales gone through. Yeah. But the really important part of this is when you get down to the road of tracking and measuring and advertisement, is you need that thank you page in order to measure your conversion ratios of how many people went on the sales page and how many people actually bought the product. Because when you're measuring stuff, if you've got 100 people going to the sales page and only 1% conversion,
something's
then
wrong.
Something's wrong with your sales page. If you don't know this information about your impressions to your conversions, you won't know why people aren't buying. And that's when you can start testing, well, I'm just going to change the title. I'm just going to change that image. And then I'm going to do another bout of marketing.
But not at the same time.
Always only ever change one feature, retest, change another feature, retest. But also, when you're using, say, pixels with Facebook, that will, on the thank you page, and I'm not going to go into tech about this.
I was just going to say, some people are freaking out. Just keep breathing and listen again.
But
ask us the questions if you don't understand. Please, please, please.
The up level of it is that it will tell you where your sales are coming from.
Yeah.
That they came from a Facebook post advertisement to your sales page and they converted, or they came from LinkedIn, or they came from your email.
Because you want to be able to do more of that, right?
You need the thank you pages in order to test what's working and also convert and track where people are coming from.
Yeah.
The other thing you need to be aware of is obviously you're going to need some sort of payment merchant account.
Yay, can I have the money now, please?
So people can buy your product, right? So those buttons need to be integrated to your e-commerce software, your merchant account. So whether that's PayPal or Stripe, or you're using something, like Shopify, which is a whole back-end system, those things need to be integrated with the landing page software, but also the whole look and feel of things. Yeah. Please, before you launch,
this drives me insane.
Check that all of your links work.
Do they go to the same thing? Like set up a
fake
buy
email
it yourself.
address.
Actually go through the process. Be your own customer to check everything is actually working, because it's at this point that someone's committed. You've put them through, that whole process, and now you want to be able to make it as seamless and as easy. And to help with the thank you page, the other thing that does is it emotionally helps people to go, I made the right choice. And that's massive, because your customer service and delivery starts right at this point.
Yeah, definitely. And then a couple of other things to think about. I know that Amy's saying Square is a great integrated payment tool. So I know we do a lot of it in Changemaker about back-end stuff, but we do have a download called speakerinsight.com/apps, and that is a download which we put all of our productivity and our apps and what we use in our business. So just go to, I'll put the link in probably afterwards, but you can download our recommendations too. But the final thing I want you to think about is how are you handling objections? And how are you helping with that customer service point of view? So I highly encourage people to put either a frequently asked questions section on their sales page to help overcome some of the things that are niggling at them and stopping them buying right now. So an FAQ section is great on a sales page. And also you could dot around your sales page some testimonials, some videos, a little mini case studies. Because if person's thinking, but I'm in a different situation, I can't do this, I can't achieve that goal. If you have that common objection of not having enough time or whatever it might be, show a little video, a testimonial video of someone that didn't have enough time and how they got over
and
that.
now has as a result of this. It's like that's a direct match fit. Or if you're not very well known, then use testimonials to actually create that social proof of, I'm here and I really do know my stuff. So, kind of like give it a go, because people will on the back of what other people say, particularly if those other people, and there's a whole testimonial kind of thing that we did. I don't even know when we did that.
Check out
look in the recordings. We'll maybe put the link in there afterwards. I think that's probably the way to do it. But it really is important that you help yourself and help the person. Again, this is about service. So when I was working at TGI Fridays, one of the maxims, and it was even a book that we were made to read, was to sell is to serve and to serve is to sell. So actually having that maxim, I want you to kind of get over your big bad self and the ideas that you have around it, because actually, wouldn't you love the opportunity for someone to experience what you have? That's what a sales page is going to do for you.
It's like Brett's teed us up here. Remember, there's no such thing as a sales page that's too long, just a sales page that's too boring, right? Because this is a question that we get asked all the time.
Yes.
And we did answer it on the live, didn't we? So, yeah.
So in the live that we did with Alison, we go through a lot more of that. So Kelly's specifically going to put that one in there, because I think that's a really nice match kind of for
Alison
this
gave us
one.
a lot of insight around the American market, the UK market, and on long and short copy.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Brett. In my opinion, the copy takes us as long as it takes
That's right.
for you to get the point across that they need to understand what it's all about. You've connected with all the points that we've said today.
Yeah.
It's as long as it takes to do that,
Yeah.
right? Without boring them.
I've definitely, for the things that I've purchased, I have definitely spent the good up to 20 minutes reading a page because I'm like, they've still got me. Oh my God. Like, this is a no-brainer. Okay, good, I'll do it. In that way that you do. So our call to action for you as a result of this is go back through, make sure, the best thing I would suggest is if you've already done a sales page, go back through it, particularly whether it was converting really well or whether it wasn't converting, and actually see, have I got all of these points in there? If you've got something coming up, write your sales page based on this.
Yeah. And, if you're in the Changemaker Central, put this up for us to review on a Feedback Friday.
Totally.
And if you're not, then if we get time, you can put it in the Connection Hub.
Yeah.
And you'll get lots of feedback from other people too.
Yeah, you will. So, on that note, we're going to wish you a very good day and week, and we will catch you next week.